Welcome to our online store. In this tutorial, we will review how to place orders on hold, reserve carts, and create quotes. Once again, I have a series of products already selected and they are in my cart. Now, what happens if I need an authorization from my client, an internal authorization within my organization, or if I just want to calculate shipping costs without necessarily completing my order at this moment? Let's click on the checkout button as if we were going to make a transaction, but we don't really want to complete the entire process. Notice that in this case, one of the items we have in the cart has a special price. There's an offer with an expiration date, and as I mentioned, we want to ensure that we don't miss the offer, that the equipment doesn't run out, but we still need to go through some authorization or internal review processes. When you click on Checkout as if you were going to transact in the next window, you will find an option that says Hold Order in the upper right corner. This will allow us to reserve the items in our cart, maintaining the quantities, current prices, and promotions, for example, for 24 hours. This gives us a time period that allows us to confirm, obtain authorizations, review with the customer, etc. On this same page, you can see estimated shipping costs based on your shipping choices, either international or with your selected freight forwarder. We covered this step in a previous tutorial, so I recommend reviewing them all. Now, what if all I need at this moment is to provide a quote to my customer? Can I go back to my cart? There's a tool that will allow us to quickly create quotes from the same platform with all the items we already have in this cart, saving us a lot of time in the process. In the cart, we have the option to create a quote. Let's click on it. We will give the quote a name, and you can choose whether your quote is public or shared. In the case of public, it means that other people in your company, other users associated with your organization's profile, can view and duplicate this quote but cannot make changes or delete it. If you select the shared option, it means that other members of your organization can view, edit, delete, and make any necessary changes to the quote as if they had created it themselves. When choosing public or shared, only members of your organization can see the quote. Let's click on Create Quote. Now, we are on the page where we can edit this template to generate a quote for our customers. You can enter your company's name, whether it's your legal name or your trade name, however your customers identify you. You can choose to display your logo on the quote header and add a message to start the conversation in the quote. Both the logo in this opening message as well as the closing message we will see at the end of this quote can be pre-configured in your account preferences. We covered this in another tutorial about our online store. Further down, we will enter the customer's information. All fields marked with this red arrow are mandatory, meaning they cannot be left blank. The rest indicates if they are optional fields. Let's set an expiration date for our quote. We can select one from the calendar, and we'll find the list of products that we have added to the quote. We can choose how to add the margin or profit we will make from this sale. We can add a specific amount, the dollar symbol is here, or we can calculate it based on a specific profit percentage. Regarding profit, we can also configure whether we want to add a specific value for the entire quote. meaning that this value, whether monetary or a percentage, applies to all three items, as in this example that we've added to the quote. Or do you prefer the values to be added line by line? In other words, we can set a different profit for the webcam, a different profit for the microphone, and finally, a different profit for the laptops. Let's click on Update Total. In the end, we'll have this comparison that will show us on the left side what the cost of this order is to your organization. The page has been updated and we can see it below. We will also see the final prices your customer will see in the quote. Obviously, the information on the left side is for our internal use, and the information on the right side will be reflected in the quote we send to our customers. We can also manually add shipping costs here. Remember that we calculated these when simulating the checkout. It's important to review that other video in these tutorials so that you can add it here and provide a more comprehensive quote to your customers, not just considering the equipment, but also the shipping cost. Finally, we have our closing message. This was the information I mentioned earlier. We can have this pre-configured in our account preferences. Here we can click Save, Preview, and review how the document that we can send directly to our customers looks. And that's how your quote appears. This will be your company's logo. Remember that you can edit it. All the information is here. Keep in mind that this is the final price you're offering to your customer in this quote. Notice that the prices that apply to your organization are not reflected here, only the information relevant to your end customer. You can print it and send it by email once you are satisfied with this draft and preview of your quote. This way, we can save a lot of time generating quotes directly from our online store.